Okay, I'm not going to tell you who this is, most likely because they've got an issue with weight. Now, what else? I don't want to talk anymore. Just how we call Old Spicy, and he just wants to say hello. This is Bob Frizzell for the reality game, and I haven't been talking too much on this channel lately, so I just wanted to say hello. This hat is You Know See Me, and it also wanted to say hello. This hat is Earth Coincidence Control Office, and they just wanted to let you know that they still exist. What are they? They're in charge of creating coincidences, synchronicities, and they always want to let you know that you can become an agent of Earth Coincidence Control Office. Why are they in control instead of Freedom Office? It's just an old word and they don't know why, but that's what they're called. If you want to be an agent of Echo, you just have to put up your hand and say, I'd like to create coincidences in people's lives, including my own. And then they will put you down on a list and put you to work creating coincidences. What's the point of creating coincidences? Mostly it's fun. The other thing is to let you know that with so many coincidences that can happen, that things are not as they usually seem. In other words, it kind of proves that there's somebody organizing things, like Earth Coincidence Control Office. Hey, Bob Frizzell for the reality game. I used to stand outside the various places in the cold all winter long and tell you stories, and I don't have a story to tell you today, generally speaking, but specifically speaking, I just want you to remember that one of our mottos here at the reality game is called Dream Big. So, it doesn't mean small little dreams. It means enormous elephant-sized dreams. And the main dream that we keep working on here at the reality game is known as Earth Ascension, which doesn't mean we're going to lift the Earth up, 100 miles further north or something, the whole Earth. No, we're not going to play basketball with the Earth. Ascension means going to higher consciousness, which means everything just gets to be more and more better. Okay, Old Spicy is checking in and wants to let you know that we have a huge issue on planet Earth, and that is most of us are not having some of us are not having. No one knows. Maybe everyone is having a good time. Okay, this is not Bob Frizzell. My hat is backwards. Generally speaking, the reason why Old Spicy says that people are not having a good time is because I've mentioned quite a few times that there are a hell of a lot of human beings who are mean-spirited. If I had my way, I would vacuum up all those mean-spirited human beings into a great big vacuum bag, and then I would seal the vacuum bag, and I would maybe them sealed up in there forever. Nevertheless, I'm not allowed to do that. My job is to promote fun and to encourage people who are mean-spirited to lose their attitude in a hurry. Okay, this hat is going, okay. This is the pound hat. LB stands for pounds. And do I need to lose weight? Some of these hats just aren't happy hats. This hat says, you don't see me, but I'm generally a happy person and a happy hat, but I have to agree there's a plenty of not very happy people around and plenty of people who are mean-spirited. And despite the fact that I've done like 2,500 videos over the past number of years, it doesn't seem like I'm getting too many people seeing my videos, which mostly means I'm being censored. But how do I feel about that? Well, somebody else came along today who owns a Facebook group that I joined, and I posted in, and then they censored me. They took down my video, and the person paged me on Messenger today, and I got blocked by this person. So what do I think of this person? I'm like, why did you add me as a friend if you don't like me? I've never met this person before. And out of the blue, they messengered me. No, they friended me. And then, I told them what was up with their Facebook group, and then they blocked me. So what do I consider? This person is supposed to be someone who is promoting higher consciousness. And I got to tell you, there's a hell of a lot of people who say they're promoting higher consciousness, but they ain't. They're mean-spirited. Why are they mean-spirited? They have huge, big, fat heads, big, fat egos. They think that everyone wants to follow them, and I don't. I don't want to follow people. I don't. The whole point of higher consciousness is you don't have to have someone to follow. You don't. There's no requirement that you have to be friends with anybody. There's no requirement that you have to dance with someone that you really don't like. There's no requirement that you have to join people's Facebook groups. And there's no requirement that you have to friend anybody. Does it sound strange to you that higher consciousness means you are in charge of you and you're allowed to have your own preferences? You are. A lower consciousness is you're kind of forced to be friends with somebody that you don't like because your mom says you have to. That's low consciousness, because it's basically telling you, despite the fact you don't want to be doing this or that, you got to do it. That's low consciousness. It's called slavery. So higher consciousness is all about freedom. And if there's people that you don't get along with, them, it's perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine. So that's why I say if I had my preferences, I would take all the mean-spirited people and vacuum them up and put them in a vacuum bag and staple it shut and leave them there forever. Because I have no desire to make friends with mean-spirited people, and they're all over the place. So they need to be vacuumed up like, dirt on a rug. This hat used to be worn by one of our characters. His name was Bob Ross. He was the Thunder Down Under, and he was a motivational coach. And he was working very hard to get people on the bandwagon of becoming enlightened. In other words, lightening their loads and going to higher consciousness. And, well, he doesn't come anymore. At one point, he had kind of a meltdown, and he kind of let out his inner feelings, which were, it's not going very well on planet Earth with this Earth ascension. It's not going well at all. And he felt there was a lot of people that needed to pull up their socks. And he doesn't come anymore. He doesn't do enlightenment intensives anymore. And as far as we know, he's probably somewhere in the outback of Australia, away from all kinds of humans. So, the general state of affairs is there are some humans on planet Earth who are looking to get to higher consciousness, and the vast majority of them have no desire whatsoever. They're pretty much happy being shits. And there's a hell of a lot of people, I see their advertisements that say, you want all kinds of things to do with higher consciousness, and they got their money hand out. Sign up for my course, or my seminars, or whatever, or one-on-one coaching. They got their hand out. Pay me. And higher consciousness has nothing to do with you paying other people. If you have something to offer, you gift it to people. So all these people that are saying, pay me, they're not higher consciousness. They're shits. And there's so many of these shitty people out there. There's more of these shitty people out there than there are higher consciousness people. So they're scammers. So why do I bother making these videos? Something to do. Okay, so what's going to happen on planet Earth? Nothing. You have a bunch of people that are shits, and the people who are trying to change things are exhausted trying to change things. Totally exhausted, because we can't move these shitty people, and you're all on the same planet. So what's going to happen? Well, the people who are really trying hard to make things better, I guess they're going to give up, because they're so exhausted. Why? Because it's a huge energetic thing. Energetically, if you're reaching for higher consciousness and you have a bunch of shits, it's the crab in the bucket syndrome. You're working very hard to raise consciousness and hold your consciousness high. And all these shitty people are grabbing you by the ankles and yanking you down. And then they're farting in your face. And they got their hands out, pay me. So, what's going to happen to all the people? A great big split is happening on the planet right now. The shitty people are going to hell, and the people who are trying to raise consciousness are going to heaven. That's all.